Lorenzo Gordinho. First touch for Hashim Domingo. Turns 29 next Tuesday. Left Mamelodi Sundowns to get a career going in Morocco with Roger Casablanca. Now moved back all the way down from the north of Africa to the southern tip. Nice control in the middle of the park by Cape Town City. They've been very cautious in the first half so far. Ohizu waiting for anything that pops up in the midfield. So is Ngube. Tambo never far away from the action. Coutinho leaves the ball behind. It was a great rescue, though, from the midfield. To Makaringe, caught in possession by Sibisiklium Keys. That's totally uncompromising in the first half by Sekhukhune United, and you can see by the smiles on the faces of the Sekhukhune United players that yeah, they've settled into this match rather nicely.
You know, the concern in Lamtambo limping, might have twisted his ankle or something. Hope it's not too serious. His influence so far, we've seen it, because of being much more attack-minded.
On paper, it could be a tough encounter for Sekhukhune United. Just looking at the history alone in the MTN8 Wafa Wafa, Cape Town City winners in 2018 on penalties over Super Sports United. In fact, in all three finals that Cape Town City have appeared in, and two of them on the losing side, they've all been decided on penalties. Cape Town City falling to Chiefs last season in the first round, and Sekhukhune United to Orlando Pirates, and they'll both be looking to make amends, although yeah, only one side can make it through. Whether it's in 90 minutes, William, or as the analysts suggest downstairs with Lerato, that we could have extra time and penalties in both. In fact, both Teko and Sia suggested that we could have a long afternoon ahead of us.
Where is your next appointment with the optometrist? Just call me William. I'm joking.
Sorry, Brian.
I know. Listen, it's always very tricky for coaches to just get players to blend in. It's always the tricky issue. I mean, if you look at, listen to Coach Eric Tinkler talking about the assembly of players that he's got. I read some article where he's talking about how they need to start changing in terms of the tempo of the team, the youngsters that he's put in the side. You know, Heaven Seretse, who's part of the team, you know, Jodine Lee, Darwin Gonzalez, they want to play at a certain tempo. But at the same time, it takes a bit of time as well to get it right and the players to gel into the system. So this being the sort of competition that kickstarts the season, it gives them a good indication of where the team is in terms of the state of readiness to compete.
Jody Lee with a rare touch on the ball, but close proximity for Daniel Cardoso doesn't allow the teenager enough space to turn. Well, the ball has been played behind the defense. It's nicely cleared though by Chibabwa. Control by Tabang Monare.
I'll tell you, the team that has also set the standards in terms of the youthful exuberance. You look at Stellenbosch, the youngsters that they have, the kind of tempo that they put in when they approach the game, that somehow has set the trend. But they've been on the ascendancy. Cape Town City, he's also introduced some youngsters.
Six supporters from Mamelodi Sundowns will be in action tomorrow. Don't forget, on your World of Champions against 8th placed Polokwane City and former First Division champions. Sekhukhune United also former First Division champions. Back in the 2020-2021 season. Hotly disputed campaign, if you remember correctly, along with the Royal AM. Second time they've qualified, Sekekuni United, for the top 8, and it really shows a lot of impetus from when they were promoted in 2021 to be one of the top clubs in the country. And it's fascinating to see at the start of the season and at the mid-season break and the transfer windows that accompany those two dates, how many changes Sekekuni United make. Players going out, players being signed in, and coaches following suit. And yeah, they've managed, in amongst all of that turmoil, you could say, I suppose, to retain their place in the top 8, which is very commendable indeed. And 4th place is nothing to be sneezed at for Sekekuni United last season.
There's a profound statement that was made earlier on by Sekekuni coach. He talks about same approach, just a change of personnel. Now,
good ball into the middle by Lyndon Tambo. Good clearance needed by Keanu Cupido. Gordinho never far away from the action either. And that's 4 corners now for Sekekuni United.
It's a good start. They've imposed the game. They are the hosts. They've imposed their game. That's a beautiful cross. Well set up. It takes an upward bounce, but Gordinho timelessly clears that one.
They've done well in the aerial battle so far. Sekekuni United. Heat denies them an opportunity this time. Clearance from Sikosonke Langa, who is playing more of a left-back position than what was given to us on the team sheet. Is his more familiar position. Sikosonke Langa. Kabela on the right-hand side. Cardoso and Chibabwa in the middle. Nare in the pockets. Chibabwa's clearance. Good pressure being exerted on Hashim Domingo. And they win possession back rather nicely here. Makhalwa for Sekekuni United, the side in red, really doing nicely at the moment. This is Tabang Munare. Linda and Nassim Tambo. It's nice defending from Cape Town City. Cardoso, high line being employed by Babina Noko at the moment. Mkabela with a floater. Coutinho will clear easily. Procius Petrus, the Namibian 24-year-old, has played in Kosovo with LK Liria, as has Prince Juiza, 22-year-old Namibian, who's one of the new signings for Eric Tinkler this season. Sekekuni United playing with such control at the moment.
Well, you also look at the approach. They're pushing numbers forward to try and unshackle that Cape Town City defense. Yet to talk about the influence. Fortune Makaringe, Mokojo in that midfield. Have they asserted themselves, bringing in wealth of experience into the team? So far, it has been Sekekuni for making inroads.
Cupido, Petrus, turn for Kamahela Makojo. Suddenly Cape Town City have a number of players over the halfway line. Tidied up by Sankare. Wide again by Lunga. That's a nice ball by the former taxman. Well, suddenly there's a couple of Cape Town City players who have taken knocks early on here. Sekekuni United will not have any mercy about that for sure. Nubo with the ball forward. I think there will be some mercy shown by Sikosonke Langa.
I think it's the captain who's injured. Kept his eyes on the ball. He clipped on the post. Did it affect the ankle or something?
Almost looked as if he got his foot stood upon. Referee Mr. Thabo Mkhabela having a chat there with Procius Petrus, the young Namibian. Well, the fans that are in the house here is a bit of a sprinkling of supporters of not only Sekhukhune United, some Chiefs jerseys in there as well. The supporters that have come into the new Peter Mokaba Stadium certainly enjoying the action, and those in the colours of the support of Sekhukhune United probably having a lot more fun than those probably watching down in the mother city for Cape Town City, because it has been Sekhukhune United, even though they've had 4 corners and dominated the play so far. We haven't had a goal scored.
Now, football being very unpredictable. We're talking about Sekhukhune. Of course, they're playing at home. They've got to dominate. That's what is expected. But there are situations, and sometimes if you're Cape Town City, you play a waiting game, try and get your acts together, pounce at the right moments, and they could just get one chance. It changes the whole complexion of the game. Sometimes when you dominate possession and you're not being put under pressure as defenders, you tend to be complacent sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. Vusimusi Ngubane, 24 appearances last season, scored just 2 goals. The 30-year-old is always going to be a threat.
Always tricky to contain, full of tricks. Takes knocks all the time because it's difficult to contain.
Michal was already been through a lot of duties here, the 27-year-old former TX Galaxy man, before he moved into the first division with Uppington City. Signed Brandon Truter for the last part of the season, did so well. Great end to the campaign for Uppington City. Brandon Truter since has signed for Richards Bay FC as their coach. It was an announcement made in this past week. So, Kaleta Makhalwa plays it a little shorter this time as a second bite of the cherry as well. Lyndon Tumble, still a very, very busy man, mostly from the right-hand side for the 35-year-old. Both penalty areas now almost completely engulfed in shadow, particularly the penalty, this small box itself. So the goalkeepers both looking into the afternoon sun won't have that problem as they did at the start of this encounter. 24 minutes in already. Here's Vusimusi Ngubane. Makhalwa! That's close.
That's close. And that's a good decision. Becomes a goal, a game of seconds. More of a sniper type of approach. Realizing the essence of time in the box. And that's exactly what happened. Circulating the ball on the side, bringing it in, the timing, the technique, everything, all the ingredients in it. So right and lucky not to hit the target. Again, it's the dominance of Sekhukhune. We talk about work behind the scenes that he's been doing, and he's looking sharper, showing in the big stage what he's been doing behind the scenes.
Great recognition for Makhalwa. We continue to apply pressure, Sekhukhune United. Makhalwa has had a busy career so far. Played at Mamelodi Sundowns, Maritzburg United, Swallows, TX Galaxy, and then Uppington City in the first division when he was released by the Rockets. So really the victims we've had in the MTN 8, TX Galaxy and Super Sport United, both losing by 3-1 against Pirates and Stellenbosch FC. The higher seeded team today is Sekhukhune United, finished 4th in the Premier League last season. 1 position below them, Cape Town City. And tomorrow it's 8 versus 1. That's how the competition works. Those who are new to the South African football scene, the Infinite is devised from the teams that finished in the top 8 positions in the Premier League in the previous campaign. 8 plays 1, 7 plays 2, etc., etc. This is match number 3. Tamsan Kamki seems to have recovered from that little knock that he took earlier. Oh, shrill blast of the whistle on a couple of occasions. Looking to see what the issue is. There might actually be a drinks break here. Darren Keat, I think, was trying to call the attention of the match referee, or maybe Keat has got a bit of an injury, but Dabo Mkabela trying to see what this is all about. In the meantime, Cape Town City en masse have gone to their coach. Yeah, it is an injury.
I'm laughing because I think the referee is having a go at Darren Keat. He's not happy with something, because I think what he's done, it's more of a deliberate act to try and slow things down and get this break and get the players to press the reset button, because so far they haven't built up some form of rhythm about themselves. It has been, you know, Sekhukhune, who have been very dominant in terms of winning the ball and creatively going forward. And that should be a bit of a worry, because they haven't made inroads into Sekhukhune defense.
You're absolutely right, and Darren Keat showing his experience. I remember the Indians doing that in the Cricket World Cup against South Africa when that was played in the West Indies and the United States. As we see, Mahal was shot going wide of Darren Keat. That was probably the best effort of the match so far, but India did that. South Africa were seemingly on their way to winning the World Cup Cricket T20 for the first time ever. And then there was this delayed break from the Indians, and it seemed to upset the apple cart as far as the South African rhythm was concerned, and we lost. And maybe Darren Keat has learned a few lessons in his life on that sort of term. And it is a goalkeeping injury, so it has to be attended to without him leaving the field of play.
I don't watch rugby that much, but I think the last point that we got when we won the World Cup was very much still the same in terms of how we won the World Cup, if you look at the approach. But in this game, you need to have players that are very inventive in approach to it. Doesn't matter whether cricket or rugby, always have to be street savvy.
Pressure exerted on Sankare by Jodie Yashin. Youngest man on the field of play. Not the youngest man in the squad, though, because there's two 18-year-olds in the squad for Cape Town City, Shaquille April and Gabriel Lamato. Will that little chat from Eric Tinkler make the difference for Cape Town City before half-time? We're heading up towards the half-hour mark. No goals yet. Sekhukhune United with the balance of play so far. There's a shot. That goes wide from Gonzalez.
That's him at his best. Operating on the right-hand side, cutting inside, becoming more inverted. Not shying away to take a shot. More placement that he's done. He's had everything right, just misses the target.
Brian, that statistic will show you exactly what the viewers at home and the spectators here in the new Peter Makabe Stadium have experienced. It's nice to see Gonzalez having a shot, though, pulling the trigger, and a little bit more forward momentum potentially for the citizens.
If you look at the attempt in terms of that shot, if you look at where he is now, he's on the right-hand side. So he had to cut inside, created the space, got the very good skill in terms of cancelling out opponents.
Ohizu
looking forward to this battle.
Knocking over Godinho.
I'm sure those who are Kaizer Chiefs fans, when you talk about Godinho, they'll say, that's our boy. Used to be part of us.
The now defunct Bloemfontein Celtic might lay claim to him as well. Godinho scraping himself off the turf here. 30-year-old.
He's actually leading. Let's see, they've got what they use in boxing, Vaseline.
A little bit of blood on his top of his eyebrow as well on the left-hand side, plus the blood nose. So, offer a bit of medical attention is the 30-year-old centre-back. I'll just have to reorganise things. Maybe Makocho dropping back in there. But no doubt Coutinho will want to get back on as quickly as possible.
If he had a modelling show somewhere Monday, Tuesday, has to be rescheduled because of the nose. If he had one, had to reschedule this one.
Mkabela. Mube. Good defence from Petrus. 9 appearances for Aprocius last season in the colours of the Citizens. Not quite a regular first-time starter. Look at the high line, though, with Cardoso and Chipapwa over the halfway. Lunga trying to make some progress. Makhalwa is doing some great work as well. It's a nice follow-through from Makhalwa. Don't forget, he was almost in a position where he pulled the trigger about 7 minutes ago.
Seems to be having some form of free roll. At some point you see him in the center on the right hand side as well. Now he shows up on the left hand side.
Kizitum Mkabela back to Sipasikle. 5-year-old, another product of Mamelodi Sundowns, went down to Chippa United. Makhalwa has done nicely. Gupido's done even better.
Something about him that has changed. Something has kicked in to say you've got the potential, but it's the work ethic that has got to improve. Makhalwa, the hustling part. He's lost possession and he goes back to try and hustle it back.
Well, it looks as if Coutinho is not going to continue here in this MTN8 encounter, because just saw in your picture there that Tekafatso Nyama, the former TX Galaxy defender, is tying his boots up and will probably go for a little bit of a run and warm up here in the hot conditions of the Pili Makaba Stadium in Polokwane. So whatever the situation is, it's a bit more serious for Lorenzo Coutinho. Maybe one can hypothesize about a broken nose, maybe even. Oh, Hizu in the meantime, it wasn't the greatest of first touches. Aprocius will clear. Mube, though, will continue for Sekakuni United. Not much support out there. Not a bad pass anyway. Mkabela. Sekakuni United looking so settled, so organised, so precise in the way they're stroking the ball around. Still no goals, though. Again, good defence from Fortune Makaringe. Gonzalez. Siritsi. But there was a little run from Hashim Domingo, but the ball comes out towards the left-hand side. Siritsi. A little slip over. Mkabela doesn't give him much change either. And the 20-year-old who signed from Northwest University is a bit frustrated. Makhalwa in the meantime looking for something. A little cut inside, no doubt, and the shot. Makhalwa's playing well.
Well, he's enjoying himself.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's brings on the right-hand side, he's on the left-hand side, he's in the center, he's having shots at goals. That's a player. One, level of fitness seems to good. The confidence levels are good enough. And again, the technique, not too bad, but you need to do more to beat Darren Kidd, very experienced goalkeeper.
Jody Leasheen continues to play as a lone striker. Gonzalez playing just behind him. Saritsi, Domingo wide, Makaringe and Makocho in the middle. But maybe Cape Town City are biding their time for the second half, and I think we're still level at 0-0. 8 goals scored in the first round. The first half of the first round last weekend. 3 goals for Orlando Pirates, 3 goals for Stellenbosch FC.
So far, a team that looks well synchronized in terms of the play. You're looking at a Sekakune defensively very organized. The defenders, they get into the areas where they can become part of the attack. And a sub is about to happen, Kevin.
Yeah, Nyama's on for Lorenzo Coutinho. Played 16 times last season for Cape Town City. Did Tekofatso Nyama. 1 goal for the former TX Galaxy man. And a change that I'm sure Eric Tinkler would not have wanted to make ordinarily. So we'll wait to see how Nyama fits in here. His first touch. Almost looks like Cupido then will drop into the central defensive role with the Procius Petrus. And Tekofatso Nyama will play at left back. A little bit of a shuffle in the defensive strategy then for Cape Town City. Been solid so far. They have come under pressure from set pieces and direct attacks, and they've survived all of them so far.
An easy switch. Cupido can play that sort of position.
Capella looking for Machalwa. So Sekhukhune United 0, Cape Town City 0. There must be a winner here today, whether we're here for 90 minutes or even a little bit longer than that. Orlando Pirates didn't need more than the required time, neither did Stellenbosch FC, and Sekhukhune United and Cape Town City will hope that they can get their season off to the perfect start, unlike in the previous campaign. Back-to-back finals between Cape Town City and SuperSport United in 2017. SuperSport United winning on penalties. 2008, Cape Town City returning the favour, and then losing against another Tshwane side in Mamelodi Sundowns in 2021. Sariti, maybe a little cut inside from the youngster. Again, there's absolutely no way through, but Cape Town City starting just to throw a few numbers towards that penalty area. This is Fortune Makaringe. Hashim Domingo got a touch in there as well, and look where Sanka Mkize finds himself. Well, it's a lovely little turn inside from Mkize. I don't think it was as well read by Fortune Makaringa as they thought. The ball still with a side in blue. Opportunity for Nyama. Sheen. Nicely away by Chibwabwa. Suddenly Cape Town City started to play with just a little bit more belief.
You know, over the years I've learned to discover that in each and every team there has to be that individual that takes the responsibility to start making things happen. If you look at a Maswangani at Orlando Pirates, there are times where he says things needs to start happening, you know, and that's where you want someone to take responsibility. And I'm watching a Cape Town City team and say, who's going to take that responsibility? You have a Mukojo, but he's very neat and professional.
It's a lovely ball through to Saritsi. There's a great chance. In fact, there was a push inside that penalty area. Surely that's a penalty. And Capella points to the penalty spot.
Two things. I don't deny the penalty. But then again, you had the goalkeeper that just made a fantastic save. If it wasn't a penalty, there was going to be that. That's a push.
That's a lovely save, isn't it?
That's a lovely save, Ken.
From Sangare.
Against run of play, where they've been dominated, unlocked in defense, this moment was a good moment, if only if it wasn't a penalty. And now they get to have a penalty.
Asheen brought down. Darwin Gonzalez scored 4 times last season in his 26 appearances. Those all league statistics. Can the 29-year-old Venezuelan open his accounts? Largely against the run of play, Brian, I must say, because all of a sudden...
We've been saying it's not
Cape Town
been
City
happening.
Started to find some space, and yeah, look where they find themselves now. Darwin Gonzalez against Badra Ali Sangare. Venezuela against Cote d'Ivoire. Penalty for Cape Town City. Gonzalez off the crossbar. No save required by the goalkeeper. And they've missed the chance here, have the citizens. Is that going to by the Venezuelan striker?
He just went for power. I think for me, it's not so much placement. He was just going for power. He leans backwards, and the minute you lean backwards a little bit, you can be guaranteed that ball is going to go high.
Well, lucky let off in the 41st minute for Sekhukhune United. Can they make it count though? Once again, it's the Bangmanare. Nice ball into the middle. Second ball though falls to Hashim Domingo. The City player down. Mokocho will clear for medical attention to be provided.
If ever there was a moment which I think would have brought them back into the game, because they haven't been at their full strength, dominating the game. Cape Town City.
Well, they've just replaced Gordinho with a Nyama, and suddenly Nyama has been caught with a stray elbow, and he's receiving medical attention as well. Instructions coming through from the bench to Manare and Mtambo and company for Sekhukhune United. The last thing that the home side can afford to do is take their foot off the accelerator now. We've just seen a little bit of resurgence from Cape Town City, and we're only about 2 minutes away from first half stoppage time. A discussion between referee Mkapela and Moreki Lekwape, the fourth official. Nothing much coming from that, and Zobé returns the ball to Darren Keats.
There's a man on the technical bench of Sekhukhune. At some point played as a centre forward for Mamelodi Sundowns. And that's Paulos Masehe. Went on to be one of the best midfielders, of course, for Free State Stars.
Absolutely incredible man.
You know?
Away by Darren Keats. 90 seconds away from first half stoppage time, and there will be some time added on for stoppages. Caught in possession. There was Mkhize. Can they make it count? Siritsi. Cape Town City we're talking about. Gonzalez. Goal kick.
It's starting to happen slowly but surely. That's what we're seeing from the Cape Town City team. They're beginning to make things happen.
Yeah, the overall statistics in this is their first cup event against each other, don't forget, but in league they've met 6 times, and it's all been even Stevens there. 2 wins apiece, 2 draws and 5 goals each way as Ncube loses his way a fraction. Nyama concedes possession. Now the referee has gone to the pocket here, and Fortune Makaringe earns his first booking in the colours of Cape Town City.
When you play that position, you are likely to commit late challenges. It's very easy to avoid a booking in that sort of area.
Capella, it's a good ball away by Cupido. So first half stoppage time. No indication yet of the amount of time added on. There it is, 3 minutes. Sekhukhune United have had a good first half, and they've survived a penalty that was awarded after a push on O'Shane, and Gonzalez wasn't able to convert. There's space for the shot here by Ncube, but he arrives just a little on the lay side. O'Shane gets pulled back. Referee spotted it. A little bit of physicality there once again from Mkhize.
Listen, I think they left it too late, but I think we're seeing what Eric Tinkler was talking about, to say they're going to play with some pace. And when you look at Heaven Siriete, he's been so influential, such a fine talent drifts in the center, operates on the left-hand side as well. What a wonderful talent.
Nice header from Chipapa, head of a sheen. Kize. Gonzalez. Okocho again, looking for Gonzalez, and doesn't quite reach him, but that's a good piece of defending from Langa.
So I think they'll look at their performance, Cape Town City, and say, we did not start well. We grew in confidence, we almost scored, got a penalty, missed it. And I think the last 10 minutes were glimpses of the type of football that they can dish out, and what Coach Eric Tinkler was talking about in terms of playing at high speed or high tempo. And jersey number 33, remember this young man. What a fine talent, Sirete.
1 minute to play before we have half-time in Polokwane. Sekhukhune United 0, Cape Town City 0. Cape Town City missing a penalty. Makhalwa missing the target on one occasion and forcing Keating to a challenge on the other. That was an unfortunate, I think, collection of ankles between Makhalwa and the captain of City.
This moment.
Crazy push by Sikosonke Langa.
Can't believe it. It just went for power.
Yeah, absolutely. They do have another opportunity with this free kick. And they'll have a corner out of it. Their first of the match comes on the stroke of half-time. The Citizens. Nice clearance from Kabela. He's had a good match so far, I thought. Right-sided fullback for Bobina Noko.
Had a good start. I thought he struggled towards the end because they were starting to put him under pressure.
Having missed from the penalty spot, can he do better with a pinpoint delivery out of this opening corner of the match for Cape Town City? And there was a bit of a header on it by Fortune Makaringa, who was standing almost still. The ball arrived at him, and there was no need to jump, because by the time it got to the former Pirates man, it was tipping on him. No trouble for the man in picture, Badra Ali Sangare. Surely should have a half-time whistle quite soon from referee Kabela. Good header from Ohizu. Likes to drop back into the midfield occasionally. No problems as Cupido clears. Still no half-time whistle from Mr. Kabela. And his namesake, Katlejo, will try and restart for Sekhukhune United, and Mr. Tabo then blows for half-time then. Brian, Sekhukhune United absolutely dominant in the early stages. Suddenly a penalty out of almost nowhere for City, and they miss it.
That's the nature of the MTN8. You dominate possession, you have nothing to show for it. The opponent gets one chance, they miss it themselves, and that was the perfect way. But I thought there were points towards the end of the half. Last 10 minutes, Sirieta was getting more influential for the team. I think when you look at Sekhukhune, they haven't managed to find their target man, Ohizu. They haven't engaged him that much. And that's one of the things that they can do. Lindam Tambo has that responsibility.
Cape Town City missed a penalty. Sekhukhune United had a couple of chances, mostly from the new signing, Ketletso Makhalwa. But neither side able to score a goal. It's half-time, it's 0-0.
It's Wafa Wafa time. Dial *144*8# to opt in. Recharge every week with 10 Rand or more and stand to win your share of 8 million Rand in prizes. T's and C's apply. MTN.
It's Wafa Wafa time. Winner takes all. Time for the oohs and the ahs. Time to show his support, Guma Extra Strong. Time to bag the money and the bragging.